wasn't close, right? They've really dominated that ball game. Carencro looked to make it closer in the third quarter, then a pick six kind of sealed the deal for the Knights.
Yeah, it was not, if you look at the big picture of Carencro football last year, we knew it was going to be tough. We didn't know it would turn out the way that it did. With the schedule, the way that it started, it's that murderer's row, which isn't the first time that a Carencro football team has faced a murderer's row. The first time we talked about that was 2003. Vintage Quentin Lawrence, who's here tonight on the Carencro sideline, with I think it was St. Thomas More, Rummel, and West Monroe, all bam, bam, bam in a row. And then the last 2 years, it's been St. Thomas More, LCA, and Zachary. It doesn't get very easy, but LCA, the rise that they have had, what once was just a small Christian school down the road, a Class B, Class C school, they had a basketball team and they were competitive at that level. And then, boy, with getting a few athletes into that school and bringing the right coaches in, they became a superpower really fast. Coaches have changed. Coaches have changed a couple times. They saw a coaching change very early in last year when things were a little turbulent over there. Matt Stanford comes in, and it seems that this night team may have found a little consistency.
And that's what they needed a year ago, right? They were kind of just stumbling their way through. Still ended up with a respectable year, where most teams would have liked. But, for Pastor Jay and those guys at LCA, it was not acceptable. They quickly made the transition in the season, and they got another guy. You mentioned him. He came in, kind of made the consistency happen, and, boy, do they go. Look, to go on the road last week and beat a Rummel team, not only that, but to fall down by 2 scores and to still come back and beat that Rummel team, that's nothing to bat an eye at as we look to kick off this ball game, as we have it teed up at the 40-yard line. Back to receive the kickoff for the Crow Bears is going to be number 5, Rontrell Woods, as he's hovering around his own 10-yard line. Kicking for the Knights is going to be number 39. That's going to be Kenner Tebow looking to kick it. He's going to give a point to the left, point to the right, and a lead up to the football. Puts it in the air, and it's going to be a short kick received at the 20 by the Golden Bears, and quickly getting it up the field. It's going to be dropped before he could get to the 30. Good pursuit by the Knights. Trying to get a number who received that kick for the Bears. That was number 16, Deshaun Jenkins, in on the return, as these Carencro Bears are going to start their drive at their own 29-yard line.
I think that might have been, his number might have got a little crunched up right there. I think it might have been actually number 18, Brandon White, one of the wide receivers, kind of a smaller guy on the Carencro receiving corps, who really had a pretty good junior year, hoping to come in to this year, but with the moving of Chance Babineau to receiver full-time, kind of pushed White out a little bit.
Guernsey back in the shotgun. He has a running back draped to his left. That's going to be Chris Bayham. He's going to hand it to Bayham, who has good running room across the middle of the field. He's going to pick it up all the way to the 40, and it's going to be the first Papa Bear first down of the night.
And, for Carencro, if there's a way to start, you would love to see it with the run game. And, Blaine, I have to think that we're going to see a much heavier dose of the run game tonight than we did last week. We saw the aerial game early, and then the Bears shift to the running game with a 2-touchdown lead. But wouldn't be surprised tonight to see a whole lot of ground and pound.
They were in the gun just now with 2 tight ends on the field for the Bears. They're going to go into center with those same 2 tight ends. This time it's going to be Carde Baptiste. He's going to take the football across the right side, get the football over to the 45-yard line. He's going to cut the sticks in half and make it 2nd and 5.
Talking with the Carencro coaches, I think that they like what they saw when they watched the Rummel game. When in the first half against Rummel ate up yardage in the first half, and we'll talk about that as we come. And I wonder if that's kind of what we're going to see now.
Keep away too. That offense is dangerous, Coach.
Yeah, with those weapons that LCA has on offense, keeping the ball on offense is a wonderful thing.
Guernsey's going to get in the pistol this time. He has Kylan Taylor to his left, 2 tight ends and 2 receivers. This time he's going to look to throw the football, stepping up in the pocket. Now he's going to be flushed out to his left. He's going to throw the football out towards this near boundary, and it's going to be just too wide. Kendrick Bernard couldn't get to it across the 40. It's going to be pass incomplete and bring up 3rd and 5.
You can't fault anything right there. You picked up 10 on the first one. You picked up 5 on the second one. You know, it's essentially 2nd and 5, kind of what you would call a free down right there. It's a good place to throw it, and you know, if nothing else, it's going to keep the defense honest right there. But there is a flag on the play right there, and it looks like it's going to be against LCA.
First down.
10-yard penalty, and look, there's not much about it. You'll take Papa Bear first downs any way you'll get them.
All day long, and it doesn't matter who you play. I mean, if we're playing the lighthouse of the Sisters of the Blind, you know, we're going to take those 10-yard penalties all day long.
1st and 10 from the Knights' 45-yard line. Gursey back in the shotgun. He's going to reset the back to his right. Fake the hand. No, he's going to give it to Taylor. Taylor trying the middle of the field this time, trying to push his way to the 40. He'll be just a couple yards shy down at the 42, but there's a flag on the far side, and I believe they're going to get Carencro for the false start.
Yeah, might not have enough men on the line of scrimmage
Illegal
right
formation against Carencro. Will be penalized 5 yards.
Tight end wasn't quite on there.
Yeah, it looked like we were missing somebody up just a couple inches right there. Couldn't like at first I thought it might have been a wing back, but I think you're right. I think that was a tight end right there, and just not quite on the line. You know, we saw the beginning of this game, and still in the game is DeRace James, the sophomore, had a really good game defensively against LCA the other night. Has started the game in this too-tight package for Carencro.
Carencro's going to go in the center in the split back this time from midfield. 1st and 15, it'll be a handoff straight up the middle. Chris Baham's pushing the pile across the 45. He's going to get the football down to the 42-yard line. That's a great run on 1st down to bring up 2nd and much more manageable.
And again, if you can get 3, 4, 5 yards every pop, I mean, what a way to go.
Look, when you get yourselves behind in the sticks and you can get under center and pound the football, that's much, much better to make a much more favorable situation on 2nd down. 2nd and 7 for the Bears, and they're going to stick to that same formation with Carson Gursey under center. Baham and Baptiste behind him. Lone receiver is going to be Chance Babineau. It's going to be a handoff to Carde Baptiste. He's going to try this near side. He's going to get across the 40 down to the 37, but there is a flag on the far side again. Not sure if they had not enough men on the line of scrimmage again, Coach.
Yeah, not exactly sure what's going on, if that's what the call is, but it's coming from the same official on the LCA sideline, and it was near the same formation. If I'm right, that's Hayden Monroe, who played significantly last year as a freshman at the tight end spot, who moved to primarily a defensive role this year, and he's in the backfield, and I'm assuming he's supposed to be on the line. Kind of hard to tell from our vantage point, but
2nd and 12 now from the 47 of the Knights. Gursey's going to stick under center. 2 backs behind him with 2 tight ends. Gursey sets the line. He's going to fake the handoff and look to throw it, but gets pressure immediately in his face. And they're going to drop him for a big sack. It's going to be a huge loss, as it's going to be all the way down to the 46-yard line, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Bears.
You know, this Carencro offense made so much progress running the ball, establishing the tempo, establishing a sort of dominance at the line of scrimmage, and then mistake pushes them back, and we talked about it last week.
11 penalties, yeah. 11 last week.
Penalties were something that absolutely killed them, but they weren't this type of penalties necessarily, because you've got new guys in different spots, and man, wrong direction.
Gursey's going to get back in the pistol this time. He has Kylan Taylor to his right. 2 receivers, 1 to each side, looking to throw the football. He's going to hit Taylor out the backfield. He has plenty of running room. He's going to get past 1st down yardage, breaks another tackle across the 30. He's going to finally be dropped at the 27-yard lines of the Knights, and that's a Papa Bear 1st down.
Yeah, kind of almost looked like we had a flag come in, but it was a yellow towel from the other sideline. But a great job, a little wheel route right there with Taylor coming out of the backfield. LCA playing man coverage on the outside and really saying, I'm going to match you 1 for 1 on the outside, and you're going to have to find a way to beat me. And right there, Gavin Peters called up the right number, and the Bears beat him.
Credit Carson Gursey to find him as quickly as he did, dump the football off, let Taylor, the sophomore, do the dirty work, and he's able to pick up that Papa Bear 1st down. Gursey back under center, 2 backs behind him with 2 tight ends. He's going to set the line. He's going to hand the football off, this time around the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Baptiste. Looks like he got to the 22-yard line. He's going to cut those sticks in half. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
You know, and it's something else to watch Baptiste run the ball. I mean, he is not a big guy. He is not a big guy.
He looks stiff
at
almost,
all.
too, huh, Coach?
Yeah,
Almost a
he
little
looks
awkward.
Almost kind of stiff from up here. I mean, he's a diminutive young man, but, boy, he runs with a burst. And, I mean, it's 5 yards a pop with that guy.
It's that first step with Baptiste that gets him. They're going to stick in that same formation with the same 2 backs behind Guernsey. Guernsey sets the line. This time he's going to hand it off to Bayham. Bayham makes one jump cut, gets the football straight up the field. He's hunting for first down yardage, and it looks like he's going to have it. Down at the the 16 of the Knights. That's going to be another Papa Bear first down, and the Golden Bears are marching.
Yeah, really good tackle by number 2, Braden Allen, the Tulane commitment, but it only comes after the result of a first down. So Carencro will take hits all day long if it leads to first downs.
Those nifty feet work in the hole by Bayham really to separate himself.
Great little jump cut right there, huh?
Get that first down yardage. Guernsey back under center. He's going to hand the football off across the left side. This time it was Taylor. Taylor gets to the 11-yard line. Another good push by this offensive front. It's going to gain 5 on the play to cut those sticks in half. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And that 2nd and 5 will bring us right to the 6-minute mark. It's 5:59 left to go in the first quarter. And if you know Louisiana high school football, you know that is a hydration break. Huh?
Perfect time to take our first Tire Boss time out of the night. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll still have plenty of first quarter action in the Chief Anderson first quarter right here on your home for Carencro High football, Mustang 107.1. You want to take a picture of mine?
I have no idea. Nobody told me anything. I've been so busy in the classroom that I didn't even. And we are right back here in the open air Crow Dome as Carencro will be on the 11-yard line of LCA. There's 5:59 left to go in this first quarter. We are still scoreless as Carencro will come back out in a too-tight situation with Kendrick Bernard split out to the left side.
Just like the Dr. Order, Coach, you talked about wanting to establish the run and controlling the clock. So far tonight, Crow Bears are doing just that. It'll be Bayham this time along the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage. He's going to push it maybe to the 10. Going to give him a gain of 1. It'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Bears from their 10-yard line of the Knights.
Yeah, inside veer right there to the left side, coming to the Carencro home side of the stadium. And just it never really looked that pretty. Kind of an ugly mesh point right there between Bayham and Guernsey, but good
It's the
news
push,
is,
though.
Yeah, had a little bit of a push, gained maybe a yard right there, and Bears are still 3rd down in position to roll.
Guernsey back under center with the 2 backs. He's going to hand the football off to Baptiste. Baptiste met in the backfield with a vengeance. He's going to lose 2 on the play, back down to the Knights 12, and it's going to bring up 4th and 6 for Carencro. It's decision time early in this ballgame.
Boy, just a ton of pressure right there from LCA off the edge, coming off both sides. Had a little bit of twist at both sides of the ends right there, and just nowhere to go. Guernsey is going back to about the 20-yard line. Looks like another field goal here, partner.
Yeah, they're going to go with Matt Latham, the sophomore kicker who kicked the game winner a week ago. They're going to tee this one up at the 20. It's going to be a 30-yard attempt on the Molasson's Funeral Home field goal. Snap is down. The kick is up. Plenty of distance, and it is good. Carencro strikes first in the Chief Anderson first quarter. It's 3-0 after the Molasson's Funeral Home field goal. We'll step aside when we come back. It'll be Kobe Pettis' defense's turn right here on your home for Carencro High football, Mustang 107.1. Welcome back into the open air Crow Dome where your Golden Bears just struck first against the LCA Knights. It's 3-0 after the Matt Latham 30-yard field goal as Carencro was able to drive the field, coach, with consistency right there, pounding the football in between the tackles and really controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the clock. I know it did end up with 6, but I still think that's the recipe for success tonight, and I think the Carencro coaching staff's got to be pretty thrilled with that first drive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 7.5 minutes run off the clock in the first quarter. You have to minimize what this LCA offense can do. I mean, the bottom line is when LCA takes the field offensively, they have 3 major weapons in Braylon Walker, running back Caden Bellard, and wide receiver Braden Allen. Bellard can just plow away.
Bellard only a sophomore too,
Only
coach.
a sophomore.
Big game last week, and instrumental in the comeback against the Rummel.
A guy
Raiders.
with St. Landry roots. He lives in St. Landry Parish, and he makes his way all the way to LCA each day.
Latham's kick's going to be a sky kick, directional out towards the numbers at the 20. He's going to receive it and try to bring it towards this near sideline. Stringing it out, Carencro does a good job with pursuit, and Kendrick Bedard's able to push him out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line of the Knights.
Yeah, not the absolute worst right there.
I think that's almost what you'll take, right, this year. 35.
We talked about it last week with Matthew Latham. He's going to be a good directional kicker. He's going to be able to put the ball on the turf when he needs to. He's going to put it in the air when he needs to. But getting it into the end zone, I think we've seen we're not going to see that see that for a while. With the Royer brothers, we saw it every week in and out. With Matthew, we might in another year. But the fact that he's just a sophomore, he's still diminutive in size, we'll take that.
Walker brings his troops out on the field. He's going to fake the handoff and keep it along the left side. Makes one guy miss, but he won't get past. Oh, he's going to still be on his feet. Shakes another tackler. Now he's across the 50-yard line. Now he's going back across the middle of the field. He makes another man miss across the 30, dancing his way across the 20 now. I don't think anybody's going to get him, Coach. He's going to go into the end zone. The Knights are going to score on their first play of the game. I believe Carencro thought, just like I did, that he was down after a very minimal gain of a couple yards. I don't know if he kept his feet up. Carencro players are saying that his elbow might have touched.
Carencro players and coaches are in awe right now. I mean, the athletic training staff is in awe right now that he wasn't called down. It was an excellent tackle by Chance Babineau. And, I mean, by all purposes, we thought he was down. Apparently, all of Carencro thought he was down. But he rumbles in for 6.
Walker made another couple Bears miss, brought the football back across the field. We know how special he was. Now he's going to fake the handoff and go for 2. Try in the middle of the field, but Carencro does a good job staying home. Chance Babineau comes up with the tackle with a couple other Bears in tote. It's going to be 6-3 now with 4:01 left to play in the ball game, as LCA was able to score in their first play of the possession.
Yeah, and LCA trying to take a play out of the Carencro PAT playbook right there. The little swinging gate action right there, but not going anywhere. Carencro doing a good job of staying home. Babineau doing a good job of making the tackle. I thought Babineau did a good job of making the first tackle and minimizing the gain from Walker early on.
I'll give it to him. If he wasn't down there, boy, did he make some nasty moves along the way. The kid is elusive, great hips, fluid, made a couple guys miss, ran through some arm tackles as well.
Yeah, I mean, he is a tremendous athlete. He's a threat from all over the field. It doesn't matter if he's in the gun, if he is under center. And, I mean, we're only talking about a guy who's 5'11", 170. And, I mean, if judging by the numbers that's listed, I mean, I don't know that I've ever stood next to the young man, but I know high school coaches, so I'll take 5'11" at 5'10". But Coach Desermo and the UL staff obviously sees something in him as well.
This ball's going to be short again. B. Cormier is going to take that kick, and this time he's going to get it just shy of the 35, down to the 34. I believe that was Cormier, Coach.
Yeah, I think so. I think this LCA kickoff group is definitely going to try to minimize the damage that the big weapons from Carencro can do. Again, I know you mentioned it earlier that Brandon Duffy not dressed out in pads tonight. He will be on the sideline in another Carencro jersey, but such a big threat for
this Carencro kickoff return
Take
team.
away that opportunity anytime he touches the football. Down on the field right now, DeRace James looks to be in a little bit of pain with the lower extremities. Look like he's battling hopefully just a cramp, but they got the trainers out with him, and Coach Gavin Peters is out all the way at the far hash marks checking out DeRace James. Look, Coach, we talked about how explosive this offense can be and how quickly they can score. They showed that on the first possession, scoring on the first play. Got to go back to the same recipe, right? Keep them off the field, pound the rock in between the tackles. They showed that they could do that with consistency on the first drive. They really started to run into trouble when they kind of stubbed themselves in the foot a couple times.
Yeah, and I think if we go back to what you and I said early on, the formula of running the ball, and if anybody doubted what we were saying about the explosiveness of, you can say this LCA offense, but, let's keep it real. The explosiveness of Braylon Walker.
Look, he's a D1 commit for a reason, right? Coach Desimo and company bringing him in. He'll probably play receiver or defensive back at that next level, and he's just an explosive kid.
Yeah, he can play a number of positions, and, what he just did, if he truly did not touch the ground when Babineau brought him down, I have no idea how he did that.
Gursey back under center with two backs behind him. He's going to hand the football off. This time it's going to be Baptiste trying to get the football back to the line of scrimmage, and he couldn't do it. They'll drop him for a 1-yard loss, and it'll bring up 2nd and 11 for Carencro.
So the defensive coordinator at LCA is Mitch Kraft. He spent a couple years over at Lafayette High and then made the move over to LCA a year ago as poor, Lafayette High, they've had so much tumult, so many coaches come in, and he's really done a great job with his defense at LCA. And right there, we see a little bit of the adjustment they're making to the run game right now.
Yeah, the last 3 plays of Carencro, all for negative yards on the ground.
There's a bunch of dudes in the box right now, partner.
Gursey back under center. Receiver to each side, 2 backs behind him. He's going to set the line of scrimmage. He's going to fake the handoff and look to be runner. Now he's going to look to throw the football. It's going to be underthrown. He was trying to find Kendrick Bernard working back towards the near far sideline, but just couldn't find him. It'll be passing complete and bring up 3rd and 11 for the Bears.
It's going to be interesting to see how the night, essentially plays itself out in the perimeter with the Carencro receivers and the LCA secondary. It is a straight man package that we're seeing from LCA right now. And they're essentially saying that our guys are so good, we're going to match you one-on-one, and we're not going to give a lot of help over the top. But, they've got some of the best guys from all over the city of Lafayette and St. Landry Parish out there on the perimeter. Right? No.
Gursey's going to be back in the gun this time, looking to throw the football. It's going to be a stop route. Kaiden Davis catches it just past the initial line of scrimmage. He's going to gain a couple on the play out to the 38-yard line, and it's going to bring up 4th and long, and the punt unit's going to come out. I'm a little confused there. Looked like he had time. I don't know the route concept, running something so short on 3rd and long. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and then, you're going to Kaiden Davis right there. He is the one kid on the field right now for Carencro that's a legitimate 6'3", 6'4" guy. That's his first touch of the season. We didn't see him targeted last week. He's had to really kind of earn his way with this Carencro team from summer to fall. But we are seeing a true punt formation from Carencro. Gursey will launch one that's fielded at the 29 by Braden Allen.
Gursey had a low punt. Allen's going to catch it, and now he's off to the races, folks. Made a couple guys miss, and he's going to chase himself all the way into the end zone on the far sideline. It's going to be another touchdown for the Knights. One offensive play, 2 touchdowns. As they take the lead, it's now going to be 12-3 with 2:01 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter.
Braden Allen, such an explosive player. His dad, Byron Allen, was a former Northside High School guy, played at LSU, and an amazing tie into Carencro. That's part of the reason that Quentin Lawrence is here. Braden Allen is Quentin Lawrence's nephew. So I'm thankful Quentin Lawrence is still on this sideline, but he's got to be cheering a little bit inside because that is his nephew. But Quentin told me before the game that he was talking a little smack back and forth to his little nephew, kind of knowing him,
Can't take the crow out of
letting
the bear,
him know.
baby.
Yeah, he's still exit 4 all the way.
The
But
snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. With 2:01 left to play in the first quarter, it's Knights 13, Carencro 3. When we come back, Carencro's going to have to establish a drive against the Knights on your home for Carencro High football. Mustang 107.1.
At Antenna TV, we've got big hair.
For unsportsmanlike conduct, that's going to move up this kick to the 45 of the Bears. We saw this happen a week ago against STM. They elected to go with an onside kick, get the football, score a touchdown. Let's hope that the Golden Bears are more prepared this week on special teams.
And to your point, LCA has switched kickers just now. 39, that was Kenner Tebow, was on the field to kick. Can't tell a number right now, but they did switch kickers at the last moment.
He's going to lead up to the football, and Hiar's going to kick it deep. He's going to go deep into the end zone. Rontrell Woods watches it fly out of bounds, so the Bears will start the drive at their 20-yard line for their third drive of the night. I think that they can't abandon the run. They saw success on the first drive. The leaks came off the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage. All 3 times they got him in the backfield. I like to see if they can establish that run and take some chunk shots eventually.
Yeah, one would have to think that, you're going to see some different packages, some blitz packages that you hadn't seen on film coming into the game. And so there's going to have to be some adjustments, but you can't get away from your original game plan and what you were doing.
Guernsey back in the shotgun. This time he hands the football off to Carde Baptiste, who's met at the line of scrimmage. Can't go anywhere. He'll be dropped right at that point, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Crow Bears 20.
Yeah, and really, as of right now, all LCA is doing is bringing an extra guy, a force guy, essentially, up to each side of the edge and pretty much letting him pin his ears back and letting him go. And that's causing havoc. And, it kind of goes back to the coverage that LCA is able to apply man on man, just 1 versus 1 on the perimeter. Somebody's going to have to win a matchup on the outside.
Guernsey's going to stick in the shotgun this time with 2 receivers to this near side, 1 to the far side. Carde Baptiste draped to his left. Looking to throw the football. He's going to look left. Now he's going to look right. He's going to let it fly. He's going to find Babineau out across the 30-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a Papa Bear first down.
I mean, if they can stick with that formula, that's going to be great. And if they can target Babineau every time, that's great. But if you keep targeting Babineau the entire night, something else is gonna have to give. It's gonna. I mean, in my opinion, at this point,
they're gonna call that back at the 29. He caught that football across the 30. I don't know how that's not a first down for Carencro. I thought for sure that was a Papa Bear first down.
Yeah, we've kind of heard that sentiment echo up here in the press box as well. That was a little confusing.
3rd and 1 now for the Bears from their own 29. Guernsey back in the gun. He's going to look to run the football. This time it's going to be handoff straight up the gut. Taylor pushes forward, and he's going to get it across the 30. And guess what? This time it's for real. Papa Bear first down.
Yeah, we thought we had it the first time, but apparently our eyes are not so good. Might have to get a new sponsorship from Dr. Leon Lahe. We might have to get a little eye work done for ourselves up here. I mean, Dr. Lahe's
some of our folks that's listening might not be old enough to remember that commercial, Coach. Guernsey back in the shotgun
every night.
now.
Come on. It's my moment of fame.
Couple receivers to this near side, 1 to the far side. Taylor's going to be back with him. He's flushed out the pocket, looking to throw the football. He's going to throw it deep down the field. He was trying to find Babineau one-on-one, who was well covered. It's going to fall incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10.
One would tend to think watching the game from our vantage point right now, that LCA's game plan coming into tonight was ISO the guys on the perimeter, play them one-on-one, give very minimal help over the top, and they are sending everybody up the middle. And, sometimes that's going to allow a gash with the run game, but right now LCA has been great with containment up the middle and applying a ton of pressure on the outside.
10 seconds left of the Chief Anderson first quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Bears from their own 31. Guernsey's going to stick in the shotgun, but there will be a flag on the play, and they're going to get some free yardage right there. It's going to be offsides on the Knights, 5 free yards, and the Crow Bears will cut the sticks in half, and it'll bring up 2nd and 5.
As we mentioned earlier before, we're always a fan of free yardage.
I'm not too proud, Coach. I'll take any free yardage I can get.
Nope, because I read I read all the boxes in the newspaper in the Advocate on Sunday morning. Remember when high school games we played on Friday, and you would actually be able to read the story and the box score on Saturday morning? Those times have changed. It's Sunday now.
It's a lot different nowadays, Coach. They're going to go back under center, 2 backs, a receiver to each side. He's going to hand the football off. They're going to try the left side. Nice hole. He's going to push it across the 40-yard line and pick up the Papa Bear first down. I believe that was Chris Baham on the carry, Coach. Can you?
I think you are correct, sir. I think you are correct, and I think I'll take that, and I think this Carencro team will take that all night. But what can the Carencro defense do?
We've played a quarter. It's 13-3 LCA Knights from the Open Air Crow Dome. It's the Battle of University Avenue right here on Mustang 107.1. Pat Sprinting's second quarter, in your Crow Bears have a Papa Bear first down to start out, as they'll have the football at their own 42-yard line. Guernsey's going to go into center, 2 backs behind him, and a receiver to each side. Guernsey sets the line of scrimmage. This time he's going to fake the handoff. No, it's going to be an option pitch to the outside, stumbling at his feet. Now he makes a man miss. He's going to go across the 45-yard line down to the 48 of the Bears. That was number 14, Carde Baptiste. That was a good first down play right there.
Yeah,
trying the perimeter when they send in the pressure in between the gaps in the center of the field.
Absolutely. They went pure split back formation right there with a receiver to each side and just went old school. Just a simple inside veer look. Guernsey kept it, hit Baptiste on the pitch. I mean, great pickup right there. And again, it ain't the offense right now.
2nd and 4 for Carencro. 11:21 left to play in the second from their own 48-yard line. Guernsey under center. It's going to be the same look. This time he's going to keep it across center of the field. He's going to back his way into a first down as he'll get tackled at the 45-yard line of the Knights. Make that a Papa Bear first down. The Golden Bears have the football in Knights territory.
And it just warms my heart, Blaine, because it's just good old option football. And you know I love a good ground and pound. I love a great option game. But what really impresses me is Guernsey's ability that as a sophomore that he can go back and forth between a pro-style offense and, a split-back veer option offense that outdates his own father.
Cool, calm, and collected for sure. I'm sure Mr. Mike Guernsey would appreciate you saying that. Back under center, Guernsey's going to go at the 45. He's going to fake the handoff and look to throw. He has pressure in his face immediately. He's going to rotate the pocket out and throw it up. It's going to be thrown on that far sideline. A lot of contact, and there's going to be a flag on the play. I believe that was Taylor working the far sideline with a lot of contact from the LCA Knights. I believe he drew the flag and will pick up a Papa Bear first down via the penalty.
And I mean, and that play right there is all Guernsey. He was scheduled to sprint out to the right side. He had a guy in his face immediately, peeled back, just as you see guys doing it in drills all the time against cones. But then it was live, 100%.
Oh my goodness! They caught. Jeez.
I don't know what we just saw.
They're gonna offsetting pass interference penalties on the play, so it'll be a first down because they're gonna replay the down, as it'll be Carencro at the 45.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever seen a pass interference go both ways.
Wow.
Interesting.
That was not good, guys.
Guernsey under center with two tight ends. He's going to hand the football off to Baptiste. Baptiste around the left side. Finds good running room. He's going to bring it across the 40. They'll say he's tackled at the 39-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, maybe 6 on the play. It'll bring up second and a long 4.
And I mean, I don't want to get on this bandwagon, but I mean, I thought the guys last week in the St. Thomas More Carencro game, the officiating crew was absolutely outstanding. And I got a couple brain scratch. It's just because I can't see it from here. But man, I wish we had a tighter view on what was going on down there.
They're going to call it a gain of 5 from the 40-yard line. Guernsey hands the football off to Baptiste again. Tries the middle of the field. He's going to be tackled down at the 36-yard line. He's going to gain 4, and it'll bring up third and short for the Crow Bears.
Yeah, and I mean, just keep plugging away for Carencro. Kylan Taylor will come back into the game. We'll see Carde Baptiste go out with third and less than a yard. I think this is Kylan Taylor territory all the way, huh?
I like the quarterback follow play. I missed that play, Coach. Guernsey back under center, 2 backs behind him. This time he's going to hand the football off. It's going to be Bayham. Bayham surges across that 35-yard line down to the 33, and he's going to pick up a Papa Bear first down to extend the drive.
And just as always, because I think it's a good idea for one thing, call the other thing.
We have no idea what we're doing.
I thought, Taylor is such a tough runner, man. He's just such a load, and already just as a sophomore, I mean, he is nothing like his uncle Lucas Taylor, who had that elusiveness and just
he's more of a
hips,
bruiser. And
he is a bruiser. You hit it on the head. I mean, he is a load when he gets going downhill.
Back under center, Guernsey's going to go. 8:40 to play in the Pats Printing second quarter. First and 10 from the 36. Guernsey's going to rotate the pocket. Now he's going to look to throw it. It's going to be underthrown and almost intercepted. He was trying to find Jalen Roberts on an out route, and the route was jumped. I'm shocked it wasn't picked off. Carencro's going to swallow that bullet and live to see another down.
Yeah, Guernsey just a victim of the 2 force guys coming off of each side and somebody in his face really quick. Does a great job of eluding the initial contact and kind of got himself in a position to throw the ball, but just not enough to pull a absolute bullet on it. And Braden Allen, boy, he was able to step up, and if Allen catches that ball, nobody is stopping him.
He had to really put some mustard on it if you wanted to get it away down and away.
Yep.
Guernsey back under center. He's going to hand the football off. Looking for running room around this right side. Bayham's trying to get to the 30. He's going to be dragged down just shy. I believe he'll get him down to the 31-yard line. Maybe gain of 3 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for Carencro. 8:10 left to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, not the absolute worst. I mean, you pick up a few on it. The bad thing is that it's 3rd down now, kind of puts you in a tough spot. That's you're really in between everything. You're too far for a field goal. You're not in a good position to run the ball. You know, it's almost a guaranteed deal that a pass is coming. But what does Gavin Peters dial up right here?
I think they keep it on the ground, Coach. 2 tight ends and 2 running backs, 1 receiver to the far side. Guernsey's going to hand it off to Bayham. Bayham trying the left side. Search forward down to the 27-yard line. Gains a few on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 4 for Carencro. A lot more manageable, but still in that no man's land, Coach. Do you run? Do you pass? There's 7:20 to play in the Pats Printing second quarter.
You're way too far for a Matthew Latham field goal right here. So what is run is definitely a amazing call right here by Gavin Peters. You don't have a Brandon Duffy in the game to go to.
It's going to be in the
Babineau
gun.
is in.
It's going to be in the gun. He's going to have Bayham to his right. Babineau, the lone near receiver. Carencro's going to get themselves a tire boss timeout here. We're going to stick with you as we wait for this play. Look, they've done a really good job keeping the offense off the field, but you have to cash in. You have to get the ball across the promised land to get home, and this is going to be a big play, especially early on, to kind of stunt just the momentum that the Knights have.
Yeah, I mean, Carencro is not going to win this game if they cannot put points on the board. That is a bottom line because LCA will undoubtedly put points on the board. Last week against Rummel, it was kind of the same thing that Rummel defense stymied LCA early, and they just ran the ball up and down the field. But they only were going into halftime with 10 points. And then that's when the LCA offense really began to take over. They got the early score right before the halftime, and in the second half they just scored time and time again, essentially. Not every possession, obviously, but enough to keep a really potent Rummel offense with a big offensive line from being effective, essentially. So, as Carencro takes the field again, they've got to make something of this fourth down.
They're going to be in that same formation. Looks to be a pistol look. Again, Babineau's the lone receiver on this near sideline. Bayham's right behind Guernsey, and there's a flag.
Looks like a substitution.
Substitution infraction on the Knights, and the Golden Bears are going to pick up a free Papa Bear first down. Coach, that was a detrimental penalty, if you want to call that an SIW.
You took the words out of my mouth because, LCA is in a spot right there to make a prime shift in the game. And if there's ever such a thing as a self-inflicted wound, LCA just committed it. Now it's going to be first down from the 22-yard line. Carencro is going to come back out. Looks like another pistol formation.
Huh?
Yep.
Time will tell, but, boy, that's got to be the biggest play of the game thus far for Carencro. Guernsey going to reset Bayham and stick in the shotgun. He's going to try Babineau on this near sideline, and he's going to get him on the out route just shy of the 10-yard line. I think it's going to be enough for a Papa Bear first down again. So Carencro gets the first down at the Knights 11.
And
means
you got to love that. Yep.
Still get another first down before the end zone.
Get 4 chances just to get to the one. Always a great thing, especially when you're an offensive coordinator. And, what's going through my mind right now is how many ways can we get Chance Babineau to touch the ball right now? He seems to be a pivotal guy in this Carencro offense right now.
Guernsey back in the gun. He's going to fake the handoff and become a runner. Now he gets a good block. He cuts it back towards the middle. He's going to go across the line, and it's going to be a touchdown for Carencro. Cue the horn. That's a big boy fencing touchdown as Carencro strikes. It's now 9-13 with 6:43 left to play in the Pats Printing second quarter.
Yeah, big play right there. Great call. Love the call of trying to, as I think it, essentially keeping LCA off balance with what they're trying to do. Love Guernsey taking it in right there.
I love Guernsey's running style, Coach. It's not just – he's patient, right? Lets the block set up in between them. He gets a great kick-out block up front by Danny Fugile, and he's able to go into the end zone for that big boy fencing touchdown. Carencro needed it in a bad way, and they got it from their sophomore signal caller as we wait for the Melancons Funeral Home PAT. Guernsey waits the snap, snaps down, the kick is up. And it is good. Matthew Latham strikes on the Melancons Funeral Home PAT, and it's now 13-10 LCA with 6:43 left to play in the Pats Printing second quarter. When we come back, the defense has to be able to shut down the Knights on your home for Carencro High football. Mustang 107.1. Just what the doctor ordered, Carencro was able to strike closer after the Carson Guernsey 11-yard touchdown scamper. Makes it 13-10. Knights still lead, but Carencro inching even closer as we await the kickoff. 6:43 left to play in the second quarter. Coach, it's hard to believe the LCA Knights, we've played a quarter and a half of football, they've ran one offensive play, and they lead 13-10.
Yeah, that's the scary thing for sure. And as Latham is set to kick off, and we've got the scrum look awaiting.
And they are going to scrum kick it, Coach. It's going to be fielded just before the 30-yard line at the 31. I think Carencro will take that result each and every time.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That one went to number 13, Wyatt Whitney, a sophomore, and he immediately went to a knee. And I'm just in my head, I'm thinking, can we do that every time right now? Can we keep the ball away from number 2 and away from number 7?
Sigh of relief. Carencro will take that. They'll bring the offense out for only the second time tonight as they'll start this drive from their own 31-yard line. Of course, their only offensive play went for a big touchdown by Braylon Walker, the quarterback, on a keeper. He's going to come out in spread formation. He's going to have his running back Bellard to his right. Man in motion. Now he's going to hand off underneath to Bellard, who's going to be met at the line of scrimmage by Will Laverne. Maybe a gain or 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
You know, this LCA team is something else, man. With the amount of stars that they have in isolated positions, you know, it's not a humongous team. This is not a large school. This is not a Zachary or Catholic High. But the amount of talented guys that they have in skill positions, you know, do you keep a guy on Braylon Walker all night? That's his only job, to spy him?
I don't know, Coach. They got so many different dudes that can keep coming at you. This time they're going to hand off to Bellard again underneath. He makes a jump cut, makes a man miss. He'll run over another tackler before he's finally dragged down. That was Carencro's number 4 in on the tackle. Make that Wilson Landry.
Now, I know that Bellard is a guy from St. Landry Parish, but there's another good Bellard that was a great running back at Church Point a few years ago. You remember that guy?
Yeah, I can't remember his first name, but he could go.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's been a couple, boy. Wheeler, Bellard. No, Church Point has put out a couple over the years. Yep,
there, right?
J.C. Arsenault, our friend, heck of a coach, man.
We're under 6 minutes, and we're still in September. That means we'll take us a tire boss timeout. When we come back, Carencro defense will look to do its part right here on your home for Carencro High football. Mustang 107.1.
Carencro High football. Mustang 107.1
LCA 1st and 10 from their own 41. It'll be a quick pass out to this near sideline. Make that number 4. Draylon August caught the football, and he'll pick up another first down for the Knights across the midfield down to the Carencro 48.
Yeah, it would have been about a pickup of 8 right there. Derek Lotz, the newcomer to the gang, out on the initial hit, not able to bring him down before another pickup of about 2 yards on the yak, the yards after the catch right there. But let's talk about Lotz for a minute. You know, we mentioned him in the pregame, but, man, he had a great game
so
against St. Thomas
week.
More.
Time and time again, he kept up big for the Crow Bears against the Cougars. This time it'll be a handoff. They'll try Bellard again, and there goes Will Laverne sprinting in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play at the 49-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. Laverne was shot out of a cannon getting back there quickly.
You know, and we've seen a lot of gives right here. We haven't seen a ton of keeping the ball by Braylon Walker.
The one time we saw it.
So, man, you know, what goes through everybody's head right here? You know, if you can keep playing like you're playing, great. But then again, they haven't given the ball to Walker again. You know, they've got to find balance. They can't be a one-man show. It just puts a little fear in my heart, to be honest.
Walker back in the gun. This time he's going to throw the football, dancing around, keeping his eyes downfield. Carencro's trying to send pressure. He'll run away from Rontrell Woods and get inside of the 40-yard line. He's going to pick up a first down. Carencro had an opportunity to tackle him. That was Trent Young just around the 45. He was able to kind of juke him a little bit on the jump cut.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that number 7, Braylon Walker,
Smooth.
he is unbelievably elusive, and we've seen a lot of elusive guys on this Carencro, this now Macbarouse field, but they've usually been wearing blue and gold. Right now, he's wearing white, blue, and red.
1st and 10 from the Bears' 37-yard line. 4:34 left to play in the second quarter. Brings a man in motion. Now he'll bounce back outside. He's going to hand the football off to Bellard. Carencro's going to gang tackle him as he tries to get across the 35. We'll see where they finally mark him down. They're going to give him credit all the way to the 30, Coach. They're going to say that's an 8-yard gain to bring up 2nd and 8.
That is
2nd and 2, I'm sorry.
impressive. I thought momentum was stopped early, and boy, they let him go, and he did one heck of a job, did Bellard. I mean, he just drove and drove. I mean, rather Roger Craig-esque, if you may, which is impressive because Bellard does not have the stature of a Roger Craig.
Bellard, only a sophomore, pretty well put together for
Oh,
a
he
young
is.
running back. They're going to have trip bunch receivers to that far side, and they're going to try that side. It's going to quickly be read and tackled into the backfield. That's going to be number 20, Timothy Wagley.
I think that might be 23, might be
23.
Amari Dennis right there, I
Okay.
think.
That one makes more sense.
Yeah.
Amari Dennis read it like a book as he was able to come in the backfield and tackle him all the way back at the 34.
You know, and if you're a defensive coach, you got to love that because you tend to believe that's a film play. That's watching that play on film, reading it, going out and doing it. You got to love when your guys do that.
Walker brings a man across the formation. He'll go back to the far side. Carencro looked like they were going to send pressure amongst the edge, but it's a look at me back to the far sideline. And they will call a timeout. LCA wants to talk about it. We're going to stick it right here. It'll be a 3rd and 7 play upcoming with 3:02 left to play in the Pat Sprinting second quarter. Look, they talked about they didn't want to send a lot of pressure. They didn't want to give them an opportunity to find running lanes. Right there, they were bringing it, Coach. A couple guys on the edge were coming with some force.
I mean, it's brutal when you play a team that has that many weapons, you know what I mean? And it's not that much different than St. Thomas More, but the one difference is who you have at quarterback. You know, while Bergeron, that we saw a week ago, the guy is such a prolific passer. I mean, it's why he's a Virginia Tech signee. He's big. He can sling it. When he does decide to run, he can get downhill. He's going to pick you up a few yards every time. He's going to get you that tough first down. But the difference with Braylon Walker is he might get you that first down, but more than anything, he's probably going to get you the tutty.
I mean, he makes one little move. He could be off to the races. He's so elusive and so slippery and smooth.
Man, he is one of the top runners to come out of this area in quite a while.
3rd and 7 now. The LCA Knights have the football from the Carencro Bears 34-yard line. Walker looking to throw the football. He's going to whip it out to that far sideline. But before we got started, there was a flag on the play, and it will be a false start against the Knights. That'll drop it back 5 yards. Crow Bears will take them 3 yards, right, Coach?
Absolutely, every day, all day, and especially in a situation like that, you're looking at LCA in a prime red zone position to now having the ball backed up all the way in between the 39 and 40-yard line. That's a game changer. I mean, it's 3rd and 12. I mean, it's not like that's not achievable with an offense that we've seen just
First
run
time we had
everywhere.
him in this position all night.
All night.
Carencro looks like they aren't going to send pressure.
Got the trips bunch down here for LCA.
In tight, too, on the trips. There's another flag on the play, and it's going to be delay a game. Instead of 3rd and 12, it'll be 3rd and 17 now against the Knights as they do their own version of the SIW, self-inflicted wound.
And an interesting coaching point right here. We're seeing LCA drive down the ball a little bit, but we're also seeing them go in reverse right now. They're running a bunch of different stuff. The first play that they ran, Braylon Walker took the ball to the house. You're going to have to convince me for
Walker
him not
now
to.
Looking to throw the football deep. He's flushed out of the pocket, dancing around, still looking for time. He's going to throw a crossing route, hits his receiver around the 40. He's going to spin out of a tackle, but finally be drugged down. at the 36-yard line. Hayden Monroe and company in on the tackle as they limit the gain. It's going to bring up 4th and 9 for LCA.
You're going to have to convince me if I'm on the LCA coaching staff to not run Braylon Walker almost every damn time.
I don't know why they haven't run him again. Carencro is going to get a timeout with 2:34 left to play in this Pat Sprinting second quarter. It'll be 4th and 9. I like the defense Carencro showed right there. They were poised. They got up the field, but didn't get too far up to open the running lane. Really credit Walker, though. He's so patient. Dances around back there, kept his eyes peeled down the field before he found a receiver streaking open.
You know, he's got the utmost confidence. And if you go back to the first play, I would have confidence back there. I mean, but with a guy of his immense talent is back there, you know, you might take away 1, you might take away 2, you might take away 3. He still has his feet, and I think he knows that. Right there, able to pass the ball, still get it away. But right here, a scary position as the LCA offense is going to stay on the field.
4th and 9 from the Carencro 36. 2:34 left to play in the first half. Walker back in the gun. Going to send a receiver across the formation. 3 receivers to this near side. He's going to look that way, and now there's a flag. It's going to be false start against the Knights. Instead of 4th and 9, it'll now be 4th and 14 as they keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, right there, number 11, Caden Ledette has been a guy that LCA has put in motion throughout the night as the Z, essentially the Z receiver for this team. And they've done a variety of things with him. They ran him across the line and in, and it looked like a little Canadian football right there, a little arena league going ahead.
4th and 14 from the Carencro 41. Walker's going to punt it, though. This ball's going to bounce at the 5 and go into the end zone. Talk about a great change of events for the Crow Bears as they're going to get the football back at the 20-yard line with 2:27 left to play in the second quarter. Huge win for the defense.
Big time, and especially, I mean, honestly, just keeping it real here, having them punt the ball, having the ball go in the end zone, having the opportunity to come out. Carencro will bring the ball out from the 20-yard line on the right hash with 2:27 left to go in our first half. If they can put points on the board here, it is a great neutralizer or the chance to move ahead for Gavin Peters.
The scary situation is if LCA could have scored. They were getting the ball to start the second half. Makes it even more important that we're able to come up with a stop. Guernsey's going to be back in the gun with Taylor. 2 receivers to the far side. Babineau, the only receiver in there deep. Now he's going to throw the football. It's going to be Bernard catching it across the 20. It's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 24-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 4 on the play and bring up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I'd like to see Bernard getting involved in the passing game right there. Hasn't really had the opportunity to get targeted too much. He's been an active part of each play, but love to see the ball in his hands. Love to see him get one and break one at this moment.
He was Guernsey's favorite target a week ago at STM. Guernsey's going to go back in the gun again. This time he has trip receivers to the far side, and Taylor draped to his left. Only one tight end in the ball game. They got to hand the football off to Taylor. Taylor tries to make a man miss, and he pushes it across the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and a long 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, LCA right there having 4 down linemen. 1 guy walked up. Not a ton of pressure coming. Everybody kind of sitting at home right there, kind of playing it safe, waiting to see what Carencro is going to do. Gavin decides to run the ball right there, which has got to lead me to think that we might have a splash play coming right here.
4th and 2 is going to be a Guernsey run. Guernsey finds some running room. He's going to pick up that Papa Bear first down. To be dropped finally at the 35-yard line of the Bears, but just with the doctor ordered, able to pick up that Papa Bear first down. They love that play, Coach. He looks so comfortable doing it.
I can't blame. Like, you know, I saw the trips receivers to the top of the formation on the left side, thinking pass. Guernsey runs it, picks up the first down, stops the clock at 140, running again at 125.
Guernsey back in the gun, looking to throw the football. He's going to let it go deep. One-on-one coverage. He's trying to find Babineau. It's going to go through his hands, though, in on the coverage with Sky Ryan Alexander. Again, they continue to match Carencro 1-for-1 on the outside. No help over the top.
I mean, there's just a ton of speed, a ton of talent out there at the corners for LCA. Some familiar names, Sky Ryan, Alexander. I venture to say that there's some relation there to Shakir Ryan, which goes back to Trev Falk. I mean, this is a very talented team in a small school.
Gursey going to stay in the gun. Trip receivers to the far side, looking to throw it again. This time he's going to look to run now. Reed sets the line. Now he's going to be across the 40, trying to get to the 45. He might have got the Papa Bear first down. It's going to be awfully close. And they will give him the Papa Bear first down yardage. Gursey with the nifty footwork. Started to his left, came back to his right, picked apart until he got to that Papa Bear first down.
Yeah, big pickup by Gursey, and I think Carencro really needs to be quick right here on the line of scrimmage. Clock stops with the first down at 1:07, but it's going to start running again quickly. Running out of time from the negative 45-yard line right here.
Might have gave him the out of bounds. Looks
Yes,
like they might have gave him the out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Carencro 45. Like Coach told you, 1:07 left to play in the half. Gursey looking to throw it. He's going to let it fly deep to Davis. It's a little bit of miscommunication, though. Davis was trying to run, it looked like a stop route. And Gursey was trying to throw a fade to the far sideline.
Yeah, it clearly looked like fade was a plan right there, and Davis allowed himself to get jammed up. And, I mean, at 6'4", with a 5'10" maybe cornerback on you, that's a simple swim move and get to the outside. I mean, that's not very complicated right there. That's a connection and a big gain if they hit it.
1:01 left to play in the first half. Gursey fakes the handoff, now trying to get to this corner. He's going to throw the football away as he had pressure immediately in his face. Chance Babineau was the closest receiver, but nobody real close, as a Knight's going to go down with looks to be a cramp.
Yeah, not sure exactly what happened right there. It's number 15. That's the guy we just talked about, Sky Ryan Alexander. And, man, he kind of went down in a ball right there. It's almost like Chance stopped and kind of looked at him like, what happened to you sort of deal. The training staff from LCA is going to roll him over, trying to see what's going on right there. Looks like he's got a knee up.
You're not out the woods yet, though, Coach. I mean, with still 54 seconds left, knowing how explosive this LCA Knights offense is, getting a first down and extending right here is critical.
Yeah.
You don't want to let them play make it, take it.
Worst case situation is you give the ball back to LCA in any way, shape, or form. And as you alluded to before, they're going to get the kickoff coming out of the third quarter right there. When we start the second half, after LCA deferred in the first half, they're going to get the ball early. Carencro really needs to maintain possession of the ball. Obviously, the score would be key. But to maintain possession and get out of this half as it is, at least minimizes the bleeding.
54 seconds left to play in this Pat's Printing second quarter. Of course, upcoming, we'll have the Nolan's Lawnmower halftime show. We'll try to give you some scores from around the area and our thoughts on this first half as Carencro looks to close it out, hopefully with a score.
Yeah, Ryan's going to walk off the field, just a minimal limp. Now,
got to be a cramp.
You got to wonder, no matter what happened with him, does Carencro try to go right at whoever fills in at that cornerback position?
Ryan's almost been exclusively on Chance Babineau, the Nicholls State commit. I think depending on who they're going to put on him out there, it looks like they're going to put number 20, Terrence Vallett's going to come out to guard one-on-one against Babineau. Hadn't been much safety help over the top. The Tulane commit, Luke Green, is playing in the box. Gursey back in the gun, looking to throw it. I think they're going to go that way. They're going to go back to Babineau, who's going to catch it and pick up that Papa Bear first down. What a route he ran right there. I think everybody thought they were going to run the go route. He ran the comeback, and he's able to pick up the Papa Bear first down to the Knights 41.
And in all honesty, that's what I want to see right now. I want to see a little clock management by Carencro, a little classic two-minute drill. I thought one of the best guys who ever did that as a coordinator here was Kevin Falk, bringing in that kind of Charlie Weiss, Belichick system. Love to see a little bit of that right here.
Gursey looking to throw it again. They're going to try the same play, back shoulder. This time they're going to get Babineau on another Papa Bear first down pitch and catch down to the 23-yard line, and the Crow Bears are marching.
You know what Macbarouse would say in that situation right there? Run it till they stop it, Coach. Run it till they stop it.
Ever since Ryan Alexander went down with the apparent cramp, they've been attacking with Chance Babineau on this near sideline. Guernsey back in the gun. He has Taylor, who's going to reset to his right. 2 receivers to the far side. Of course, Babineau, the only receiver in near. They're going to go back to Babineau. This time it's going to be more of a go route. It's going to be caught inside the 5. Beautifully thrown football, and it'll be a Papa Bear first down pitch and catch for the Golden Bears down to the 4.
Yeah, I mean, got to credit Guernsey. I mean, you got to credit the entire offense right there. Offensive line held everybody off, did a great job. Guernsey made an unbelievable throw, and Babineau went up and caught that in the air. Nothing but hands. Those gloves are amazing these days, too, huh? And then he goes out of bounds right at the 4-yard line. Looked like Lucas Taylor and Quentin Lawrence right there.
The confidence that they had to go back to it. First and goal from the 4-yard line. 38 seconds left to play in the half. The snap is low. Guernsey's going to look to run. They're going to meet him in the backfield, though. He's going to try to get it over the 5. Couldn't quite get there. Thought Carencro would call a timeout, but they're trying to get him back to the line of scrimmage. Now 23 seconds left to play in the half. 21 seconds. Carencro still trying to go quick. 18 seconds now. Guernsey has the line of scrimmage. 14 seconds left to play. Guernsey looks at the snap, looking to throw the football. He's flushed out. He's going to throw the ball away, and it's going to be caught. Was that caught? We're waiting on an official. Touchdown! What a catch. I thought he was throwing the football away as he had a little pressure in his face. But what a catch. That was Taylor who caught. Was it Taylor?
It was almost impossible to see from this side. And I thought it was Kendrick Bernard at first, but everybody is high-fiving the sophomore, number 9, Kylan Taylor. I just said it looked like Lucas Taylor and Quentin Lawrence right there. And sure enough, there comes nephew in for the big reception and a touchdown.
With
Unbelievable.
3 seconds left to play. Carencro takes the lead. They're going to run a 2-point conversion swinging gate, and it is good. Carencro extends the lead. It's 18-13. After that, Melançon's Funeral Home PAT. Have mercy. What an end to the first half.
I tell you what, we had a point about 4 minutes ago where we said, just hold on to the ball. Don't give it back. Don't give this LCA offense a chance to do anything. Not only do they come down and score, they take all the momentum just in the score alone, right? And then the 2-point conversion, run to a T. They kind of said, oh, you wanted to run one of our early PAT 2-point plays? This is how you really do it. And they shoved it right down the gut. They get the score, 18-13, and even better yet, there's only 3 seconds left. That's a limited window for this LCA.
I think we do have confirmation, though. I think that was Carson Guernsey to Kylan Taylor on the big boy fencing touchdown. He laid out full extension, caught the football. Took a little while. We had to wait for the FAR official to come in and signal that the 6 was good. And like Coach said, hey, you want to try to run the swinging game? We got little tricks under our sleeve. Hayden Monroe goes in on that Melançon's Funeral Home PAT, and they're able to extend the lead on the 2-point conversion. 18-13 with 3 seconds left to play in this Pat sprinting second quarter. What a turn of events for the Bears.
I mean, logistically speaking, one thing. The execution, another thing. The momentum, a whole nother.
Carencro's going to run up to the line of scrimmage with that scrum look and didn't kick it. They're going to retreat back to normal distance on the kickoff. Latham's going to give a point to each side, and now he's going to lead up to the football. It's going to be kicked deep fairly well. This ball's going to be bounced around the 8-yard line and go into the end zone on a touchback. Hey, tip of the cap to Matthew Latham.
Love that from Matthew Latham. I mean, that can come in handy throughout the year. And that's something that we've said. We've complimented the young man from the time that he came out here, and he walked out, and we didn't know what to really think. Like, who's this guy, and he's physically grown, he's mentally grown, and his development as a kicker has been immense. And then the ability to do that. He's shown the squib game. He's shown the sky kick. He's shown the positional. Now to start putting some distance, How good can the young guy be?
Carencro's going to be back in a prevent defense. Wilson Landry, Chance Babineau, furthest back guys with Derek Lotz. They're going to run the football underneath that, and he's going to be tackled by Will Laverne, and that'll do it. We played a half of football. Carencro comes storming back. It's 18-13 Bears, and you heard it right here on Mustang 107.1. Open air Crow Dome where your Golden Bears lead the LCA Knights 18-13 at the half. It's the Battle of University Avenue, and it started out with all kind of trouble for Carencro as they limited possessions for LCA early, able to drive the football down and take an early 3-0 lead on the Matt Latham field goal. After that, though, LCA did a number against Carencro as they were able to score in their first play of their first offensive possession to take a 7-3 lead. And then after that, they were able to take a punt in for a touchdown and extend that lead. But since then, Carencro's really rallied, played better defense, and put together a masterclass of a drive to end the first half. And the magic connection really to stir that engine was Gursey to Babineau multiple times to get the football down to the 4, and that's where Carson Gursey was able to find Kylan Taylor on that big boy fencing touchdown, and that's how we got to 18-13 at the break. Unfortunately, we still want to give a shout-out to our guy, Mr. Joel Hilbin, who's back home. Oh, we got stats.
How good
Have
is
mercy.
Joel Hilbin? As I pull out the iPad to give you guys some scores from around the area, this guy who's just coming off of total knee replacement surgery Is it one of them or two of them?
I believe it's both.
I think it was both. He is cranking out stats as he's listening to the game, watching the live stream, and he brings us some stats to bring to you guys right now. As we head into the second half, Carencro, 16 first downs. LCA 5.
LCA's only had the ball 3 times.
I'm about to say, here's the problem. The amount of possessions that they've had. Carencro, 25 carries for 100 rushing yards, but LCA, 7 for 105. That Braylon Walker.
75 was according to on one of those carries, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Braylon Walker started it off with just that amazing run early on, where we really thought, in all honesty, Chance Babineau had him down. The Carencro coaching staff thought he had him down. The rest of the guys on the defense for Carencro thought that he was down, and just able to pop it off and went the entire way. Incredible play by Braylon Walker. What else are we looking for here, partner? We got passing yards. Carencro with 113. LCA not able to really move the ball through the air. Only 15 yards passing. 3 for 3 percentage-wise. You're looking at a great percentage, but distance-wise, not that great. I mean, and that's not necessarily going to be the forte of this LCA team, but with weapons like Braylon Walker and Braden Allen on the perimeter. You got a Braylon and you got a Braden. It gets a little confusing at times. But Braden Allen, the Tulane commit, we're talking about a guy who's about a 48-foot triple jumper coming into his senior year, just a phenomenal athlete. His dad was a SEC player. His uncle was an NFL player.
The pedigree's there, Coach.
The pedigree is there.
Across the whole roster over there. I think they got the guys that Carencro will take those stats all day long. Look, let's talk about Carson Gursey and how good he's been in that first half. I mean, he was just dynamite passing the football. Look, Chance Babineau was his main target. He ended up with 5 catches for 71 yards and really made that last drive go. But what a play by Babineau to not only find Colin Taylor, but talk about how he looked with his legs. He was able to extend plays. He was able to pick up a touchdown run earlier in the ball game, but also the first down run he was able to pick. He's just been so nifty running the offense and being okay running the football. It gives this offense a totally different element.
Yeah, his legs have been the saving grace of this offense tonight. Didn't necessarily have to use him in the way that he's doing tonight. Last week, a totally different attack. And I got to tell you, that's part of the thing that impresses me. We're talking about a young man who is a sophomore in high school that is making adjustment after adjustment, keeping his team from taking big negatives. I think we had a early sack early in the game in the first quarter, and then Gursey has literally eliminated the negative plays since then. It's been very impressive. And then his ability to turn what should have been a negative into a positive. I mean, it's great for any high school quarterback, but for a sophomore, incredibly impressive.
We're going to take our first break of the Nolan's Lawnmower Carencro halftime show. When we come back, we'll have scores from around the area and around the state with a couple interesting to note. Right here on your home for Carencro High Football, the Carencro Bears Network, and Mustang 107.1.
Absolutely love to see that and see the success that they're having. Next week opponent for the Golden Bears, the Zachary Broncos. They're playing the Acadiana Wrecking Rams, who got shellacked. And if you don't think they got shellacked, just listen to their play-by-play guys, and you'll hear how shellacked they got last week against Ruston. Currently 21-14. It's Zachary up on Acadiana.
I kind of
right now.
expected them to bounce back a little bit. Look, Zachary's loaded. They got dudes over there. They've put quite a few players at the D1 level over the last couple years, and they still got guys on that roster. They were young when Carencro went over there and battled them last year into the fourth quarter. Acadiana and them are in a classic battle right now.
Absolutely, and that's a incredibly talented Acadiana team that took one on the chin last week, and as you said, you
The
expect
might
a
be
team.
one of the best teams in the state too.
Absolutely, you expect a team like that to bounce back. And as the my scores just bounced on me as they updated, had a big one. I'm trying to get back to it right now. Don't know where it went. One big one. Turlings Catholic 24. Sam Houston, another District 3-5A opponent, 24-7. Turlings. Coach Mikey Corville. The St. Thomas More Cougars 14. Catholic of Baton Rouge 7.
I love
That's
to see
a big
that.
one.
I love that. You know why? I've heard it all week that STM's down. Carencro's not that good. Hey, to go on the road at Catholic,
Absolutely.
up at the half.
I don't care what Catholic High has to go over there and do that right now. Speaking of other big ones, Southside 14, Westgate 6 at halftime. Southside looking to bounce back after a tough week one. I mean, we said it a second ago. I mean, there are some absolute battle games out there right now. Looking to try to bring you guys a Lafayette high score. Some of these scores are a little slow coming in right now. Some are moving. You got another big matchup. St. Aug, 0. East St. John, 0. I mean, there are great games all over right now. Trying to bring them all to you is kind of a challenge because, man, they are updating as we go nonstop.
We're going to take our last break right here of the Nolan's Lawnmower halftime show. When we come back, the Crow Bears and the LCA Knights will get it on in the University Avenue battle right here on your home for Carencro High football. Must one. Right back at it in the open air Crow Dome as we wrap up the Nolan's Lawnmower halftime show and kick it off into the Sheriff Mark Garber third quarter. Coach, look, they're going to get the football first. The last time they touched the football, though, you've been able to do some things that slowed them down, confused them. You kept the quarterback in the pocket. They also shot themselves in the